Hello dear aspirants and welcome back to the channel. So guys, if you're worried about comprehension, if you are thinking of skipping reading comprehension part, this video is for you. So don't forget to like the session, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here. And in this series, in this session, I'll be helping you with the strategy for your reading comprehension part for the year CSAT 2024. So without any further ado, let's jump into the session. First of all, guys, we need to understand what is a sound strategy for your reading comprehension part in your CSAT exam. Now, in your CSAT paper, GS paper 2, you are for English section, you are only given comprehension passages and you are tested on the basis of your analytical skills and comprehension power. So how to, get over the phobia of solving reading comprehension passages in the exam and how to go about it. So we'll discuss that in this video. So don't miss out on anything. First of all, guys, you need to understand what is the psychology behind reading comprehension. Why are they testing you on reading comprehension in this paper? Please understand this. Reading comprehension is the perception, making sense of, and comprehension of written matters. So reading comprehension is basically what it is. Basically your perception, your analytical skills, and how do you analyze the whole paper, the whole passage, and how do you come to a right conclusion, right inference to it. In more clear words, reading comprehension is to cognize in all respects the information, the feelings, and the thoughts that are desired to be transmitted as they are. Right, this is important, guys. You have to get to the point, get to the the message that is conveyed by the author as it is, without having caused any misunderstanding in its cause. So reading comprehension requires effective utilization of cognitive structure. That means how do you recognize the structure, cognitive hypothesis, which focus more on the perceptive skills, memory, and the strategies required to perform mental operations. Basically, your comprehension requires your cognitive structure. How do you recognize the passage? How do you understand it? Cognitive hypothesis, whatever is given, how do you what do you take out of it? How do you perceive the words given in the passage? How well you can remember what is given in the passage, and the strategies that are required to solve comprehension passages, that has to be built up here. Now, what can we infer from this? You need to start you need to understand that how to read between the lines. What is reading between the lines? To understand what is something that is not explicitly mentioned in the passage, you have to get to that part by inference, right? You have to infer what is conveyed by the author. So to read between the lines, to infer and collate information from the passage. So whatever is given in the passage, you have to come to the crux of the passage, that what is the idea that is conveyed by the author. Then to analyze and rationally eliminate incorrect options, that you have to analyze the options, look at extreme options, options which are not coherent, which are not let's say which are contrary to the given context, or something that is not even mentioned in the passage. Those options are to be eliminated, and then come down, and basically you can uh, filter it down to the final choice. So that is how you need to analyze your options and get to the answer. And then at the end, to have efficiency and accuracy. What do I mean by efficiency is, in how much time can you solve a passage, and can you do it accurately or not. So how to improve these skills? Let me give you those 5 tips that are very, very important, guys. Now, if you are appearing for UPSC exam, this goes without saying that you need to have a vast base of knowledge. You need to know something about everything. That's what I call it, to be jack of all trades. So broaden your database, broaden your knowledge. Reading articles on topics which you understand and know about is very easy, guys. जो टॉपिक आपको पता है उनके बारे में पढ़ना बहुत मजा आता है, अच्छा लगता है, right? So reading articles on topics which you understand and know about is very easy as compared to reading on alien topics. ठीक है, topics that you have not heard about or that you have not read of. So hence it is important to develop a broad background of knowledge in various fields. Remember that topics from any field can come in reading comprehension questions. You can improve your knowledge base by reading books, newspapers, magazines, articles, and periodicals regularly. So start reading editorials, articles, guys, which are very important. Read ESI based topics, economic and social issues, science and technology, agriculture, healthcare, education. These are obviously very important verticals of this exam. Start taking interest in what is happening around the world. That is true. global warming, climate change, artificial intelligence, all this is global news, right? So you need to take interest in such things. This would not only help you develop your reading skills but also help you during your personal interview stage, because the questions are asked from such various topics. Read from a broad range of topics to avoid monotony. That is another thing that you need to remember. So guys, the more you read, the more varied topics you read about, the better you are going to get, right? So read as much as you can, but read with specific target in mind. Don't read any novel or anything like that. Read something that is important as per to your exam. Second trick is, guys, learn to understand the structure of paragraphs. Most often the paragraphs used in reading comprehension passages are taken from articles or periodicals written by good writers. So these writers, they generally have a well-defined structure of constructing a paragraph. That is basically IBC, introduction, body and conclusion, right? So their paragraph will mostly have a proper beginning, middle part and an end section. As I told you, introduction, body and conclusion. Knowing the functions of respective parts, this is important, guys. If you know how do you introduce something, how do you conclude something, so if you know which part to look for when you are finding the answer to a particular question, that is very important. So knowing the functions of the respective parts can help you understand what the passage is trying to convey. For example, the first sentence will most probably be constructed in such a way that it gives the reader the main idea of what is to come in the passage, that is introductory passage. So first sentence is very important because it will give you the introductory context of the author. Last line is very important because it will give you the conclusion that author wants to get at. So these lines are these lines are important and have to be read very carefully. So understand these things consciously so that you can control your your comprehension skills. Next trick is, guys, choose your passages in the exam very carefully. Guys, you cannot attempt all the passages out there. That is the truth. So you have to choose your passages carefully. Now, which passages to choose? Now, accuracy holds the key in reading comprehension as well as verbal ability as a whole. So try and finish the easy passages first instead of wasting time on tough passages. So this is important. Try to target easy passages. Now, how do I know if the passage is easy? Keep two things in mind. Number one, is the topic of the passage something you are familiar with? That will make the passage seem easy to you. And are the questions direct or twisted? So that, because at the end of the day, it's not about reading, it's about answering the questions, right? So also look at the questions. Are the questions inferential, statement based, assumption based, or are they straightforward questions? So solve passages having direct questions first. That will be very helpful. It will be better if the passage is on a subject which you know about, hence selection becomes important. So choose your passages in the exam carefully to answer. Next, guys, next tip is focus on comprehension instead of speed. While reading, speed is a key factor in saving time. Obviously everyone knows this, that the quicker you read, the better, the more time you are going to save. So while reading, speed is a key factor in saving time, but it is not the most important criteria. Reading fast is not very important in this paper, guys. One can read a passage very fast without really understanding what it is about. Guys, we do it sometimes. We read something without even bothering about what is there in the passage. We just read for the sake of reading it. Don't do that. So one can read a passage very fast without really understanding what the passage is about. Hence, you need to make sure that you pay more attention to reading comprehension instead of reading speed. Reading speed is not of importance here. Reading comprehension is important. So you should be able to comprehend the passage fast. That is true. This will help you a lot in solving the questions. But on the other hand, if you just read fast and do not comprehend properly, you may have to revert to the passage again and again, and that will lead to wastage of time. So you have to re-refer if you want to solve it. Without reading, without comprehending, you'll not be able to do it. So instead of reading it again and again, read it carefully, read it peacefully for the first time, and so that you are able to comprehend it in one go, and then you solve your answers. And last trick, guys, cover all previous year questions. That is very important. Very important tip. If you want to crack CSAT, this is one tip that I will suggest all of you guys. Cover all PYQs. The last 10-12 years of PYQs, cover all of them. You will get the right context. Why covering all PYQs is important? To understand the exam pattern. Past year questions give insight into the exam pattern, types of questions asked, and the weightage given to different topics. This understanding can help in better preparation and time management during the actual exam. Second, to identify important topics. By going through PYQs, you can identify which topics are frequently tested and are therefore more important to focus on during your preparation and practice. Obviously, this helps in practice. Solving PYQs helps in practicing concepts and applying theoretical knowledge to solve problems, which is essential for mastering any subject out there. So that is why I say, if you understand the right topics, right context, right language, and right way to solve passages, PYQs, will definitely, will create a lot of difference in your journey ahead. So guys, these were some tips and tricks I wanted to share with you. Now, before I leave, I would like to give you some important approach, right, that you can understand. Some tips to approach your exam. So read selective topics only. Don't read anything political, guys. Any news that is based on politics or something based on elections, don't do that. These topics are given to you on very generic basis, topics which are common for every layman: science, technology, agriculture, environment, healthcare, banking, financial sector, economic growth, space research, and all that, defense and all. So these are the topics that are asked. Political topics, don't do them. Don't read regional topics, anything particular in anything related to particular religion, or anything related to any particular region as well, any community as well. So these topics are not asked in the exam, so don't read about them for this paper. Now, for your GS paper 1 you should, but for this probably I'm sure you don't need it. For GS paper 1 you might be, but GS paper 2 you don't need to read such passages. So read selective topics only. Develop conceptual understanding as well as practical approach, how to understand a passage and then how to practically solve the questions that I have told you all over these sessions, how to approach the passages, how to eliminate the options, and how to get to the answer. So you have to develop practical approach for it. Start your preparation on time, and I think it is high time already, because the exam is approaching fast, and I think you should start preparing for it, because although it is a qualifying paper, you still have to make it to the cutoff marks. And last but not the least, again, practice a lot. And for this, I told you PYQs is the best source to start with. So guys, this was the approach, some very important tips to approach the exam. Now guys, what are the sources that you can follow? Now guys, if you are preparing for CSAT for, let's say for a good you want to improve your comprehension and vocabulary part. So for vocabulary, you can refer to Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. Very detailed book for vocabulary. Now for revision, for reading, newspaper articles like the Hindu, PIB, Live Mint, you can refer to any of these. For practice questions, I told you PYQs are the best source, and for guidance you can come and join us in our comprehensive course, which has everything, all of this included in it on day 1, and you can start preparing. Now if you want to check out our course, the link is given in the description of the video. You can check it out and get benefited from it. So in the course that I was telling you about, we are providing you all the concept classes on day 1 along with practice questions and detailed PDFs. Then there is a test series along with it. In test series you have sectional tests plus full length test to prepare for your exam. We have weekly live doubt sessions for you and live revision classes where you can get your queries resolved by the faculty members live on one-on-one basis. You know us, right? For quants you have Vishnu sir, for English you have me, Narveer, and for reasoning you have Meghna ma'am. So you can trust the faculty members and you can put all your preparation, the burden of your preparation on our shoulders, and we will handhold you throughout this journey. So come check out the course, and there's a special discount going on. So the link for our course is given in the description of the video. Go check it out and get benefited from it. And if you have any doubts, guys, you can always call us on this number, that is 814-620-7241, or you can also drop us an email at this address, that is hello@edutap.co.in. So hello@edutap.co.in, that's our email ID. You can drop us your queries whenever you want. So guys, I wish you all the success in your endeavors ahead. I hope your aspirations come true. You come out with flying colors. And having said that, I'll take a leave for today. We'll be coming up with more such sessions in the near future, so to help you out in your journey ahead. So guys, till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep on working hard, and happy learning to all of you.